And on and on and on we go. Risk of Rain 2 Alloyed Collective. I never really got into Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 1 I strongly enjoyed until it kicked my ass into the ground, beat my balls into the concrete. Very, very difficult game at the later stages. And this is one of them roguelike phenomenons. Sort of an impressionistic art style. I never really kind of got behind this. I don't know what it was. I just bounced off it. It wasn't for me. But the people who play this love it to death. Now, this content requires the base game Risk of Rain 2 on Steam in order to play. It came out on the 18th of November from everybody's favorite Borderlands publisher, Gearbox Software, and 2K Games. I remember when this was a little indie title. You can make it, kids, if you sell out to the devil. And the devil's name is Randy Pitchford. They want $17 for this, and what is it? 7 new stages, 7 new drones, 2 new survivors, and 6 new enemies. And yeah, you live, you die, you live again. All right, I mean, whatever. More money in Gearbox's coffers. It's kind of sad when I know that this wasn't made by Gearbox Software, like the OG. Should be accredited to someone else whose name I don't know. Even though I did love the first game, whoever developed its name has slipped my mind. And that's what happens. You get swallowed up by the JoJo company or whatever it is. Cricket 26, the official game of the Ashes. Wow. Well, I haven't played 1 through 25, so I know sequels before prequels. Also never really understood the game of cricket. Much beloved in every country that the British Empire ever conquered, India especially. I don't see any Indian players here, though, which is interesting. Oh, there's a couple. Looks pretty well defined. Featuring the all-new management career, a bigger and better pro team, in-depth Ashes mode. Why is it called the Ashes? I should look that up. And expanded control on and off the field from enhanced gameplay and in-depth strategies. Cricket 26 is the ultimate showdown. Isn't that the name of the baseball game that comes out every year? Came out on the 19th of November from Big Ant Studios and Nacon. Yeah, this is one sports franchise that EA does not have its dirty little fingers in. Fascinating. They want $78 for this because it is a niche product. And the people who love playing cricket on their computers are going to love this because it's the only thing. I don't think there's any competition at all. Is there a cricket management simulator like there is football management and hockey management? There must be. There has to be. Or is this just it? Anyways, cricket, not my sport. I mean, most sports aren't my sport. I've always been one for pugilism, boxing, and MMA, mixed martial arts. That's about it. That's a true contest between two human beings. This kind of stuff, the team base, the sitting around waiting for something to happen, I don't know. I got other things to do. Kingdoms of the Dump. All right, chunky pixel art throwback. What is this, RPG? Yeah, it looks like it. It's the same thing they've been doing since Final Fantasy 1, except you're a trash can. Okay, I don't know if it's a commentary on consumerism, capitalism, probably something like that. I mean, it looks like a lot of love and effort was put into it, but does it advance the medium in any way, shape, or form? Does it have to? I mean, listen, these are questions for the ancients. A Super Nintendo Entertainment System styled Japanese role-playing game. Super Nintendo Entertainment? Maybe. Yeah, I can see that. Set in a fantasy world of garbage created by 2 janitors. Were those the developers? Were 2 janitors? They got together and decided to make a game. Anybody can do it today, kids. The bar is that low. You just hop over it. Join Trash Can Knight Dustin Binsley as he fights his way through the 5.5 Kingdoms of the Dump. Came out on the 18th of November from Roach Games and Dream Sloth Games, published by Roach Games. They want $26 for it. And you've got turn-based grid combat, timed hits with no random encounters. Okay. I love it when they took that out of the later remasters, the pixel remasters of Final Fantasy. You can literally turn off the grind. And it makes the game kind of unfulfilling, I found. I beat the original Final Fantasy way back in the day, sitting in somebody's basement, stoned out of my mind, just going through the motions hour after hour after encounter, and we beat the shit out of that game. There were 3 of us. And all these years later, playing the Pixel remaster with the accelerated speed and the no random encounters, it just didn't feel as fulfilling. I think there was something to that grind. But I know people's time is precious. So you can't be a 16-year-old stoner forever. Or can you? Jumping, platforming, and elevation in this, character swapping on the field with unique abilities, explore a large Mode 7 world map. What does that mean? That's some inside baseball, and I'm not familiar with, because I've never sat down to try to ape a Japanese role-playing game from the 1980s. A unique setting with creative environment and bosses made with love by those who sweep your floors. I guess it really was janitors. Special thanks to the whole team of artists and creatives involved, as well as our amazing backers who helped make the game possible. Oh, was this a Kickstarted thing? Lead pixel art by DM404, boss art by Francis Colomb. One of these is a name that their mother gave them. The other is something else. Composer Bobby Ghostly, guest composer William Kage. Is it Kage or Cage? Special guest Hiroki Kikuta. Concept art by D. Jeffrey. No machines were harmed in the making of this throwback. I mean, it looks fine if you're into throwbacks and you want to do this with your time and you don't want to challenge yourself to experience new things. That's fine. It's great. There it is. Spaceborne 2? Remember Spaceborne 1? I certainly don't. What is this? Because I played No Man's Sky once on my computer and wants to sell me this? These games, they always look super ambitious in the screenshots, but, you know, if Star Citizen is anything to go by, no indie is going to produce a full galaxy sprawling game that's worth your time. Even, what is it? X4? Is that what it's called? Kind of blanket on that one, which has been in development for decades over multiple iterations and releases. Still doesn't quite get it right. I mean, I don't know. This might be good. Embark on a journey to greatness. Get ready, because I want something like this. I've always wanted something like this. So many gamers want this open universe, be the spaceman and explore galaxies and do space trading and build up your ships and armadas and empire. And all of them fall short. Even No Man's Sky, I've been putting a lot of hours into No Man's Sky behind the scenes, and it's still not quite doing it for me. There's just something about the procedural nature of it and how it boils down to very rudimentary systems. And it's soulless. It really is soulless and repetitive at the end of the day. And so many of these games boil down into that. Anyways, grab the controls of your... So let's try that again. Embark on a journey to greatness. Get ready for adrenaline-fueled battles and a chance to claim your place in the galaxy. Grab the controls of your ship, gear up for the fight, and unleash your ambition to conquer and build a new empire in the vastness of space. Came out on the 18th of November from Burak Dabak. Self-published. Is this just a solo independent developer producing all this? You'll have their fans glazing them saying, look at this, putting Robert Space Industries to shame. They want $26 for this single-player open universe role-playing game, third-person shooter game that features role-playing, mining, trading, piracy, crafting, and deep exploration. It picks up where the story left off in the first game, so no sequels before prequels. Tens of thousands of diverse solar systems to explore, massive planetary surfaces. You are the hero. You conquer the galaxy. You need to gather a crew, and there are guilds, side missions, and the game is alive, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. Why don't you have a demo for all this? Do I own Spaceborne 1? Maybe. I'll take a look at it if I do. But there you go. The sequel is available. 5 Hearts Under One Roof Season 2. Now, I will admit to having played 5 Hearts Under One Roof because I was curious about these games. These are the sexploitation harem games where you're the one dude who wakes up in a weird situation and for some reason there's 5 young women who want to fuck you. It makes no sense. Oh, and there's usually a gay dude too, if you want to go the gay route. So it's all inclusive. But these games are just so exploitative and ridiculous. I don't understand. Like I played it and I didn't understand it. And it's probably because I felt the loving touch of a real woman. Boarding house owner Yuman is back. Alongside Malsuk, Gran, and Minjung, a wealthy heiress, a girl burdened by childhood scars, and a sweet nurse move in. In this house of old memories and new emotions, who will you fall in love with? Came out on the 18th of November from Story Taco, self-published. There is a demo, and they want $29.90 for it. There's actually, you can download the photo book, as well for an extra price. Now, there it is. It's just this completely unrealistic situation. And I guess for men who would never, ever encounter a real woman and just lack all the confidence to go and talk to a lady in real life, these games sort of fill that gap. But do they, though? Isn't the artificiality of it all and the lack of real human experience doing something supremely toxic and negative to your existence? I just have to wonder. I really do. Again, it's just weird. Hello, we're Story Taco, an interactive game developer. We're thrilled to return with our second collaboration of the video production team at 3Y Corporation's Milk Film. Milk Film. That's what's left on the floor after producing these games. Thanks to your incredible support, we're proud to present the season 2 of this series. We truly appreciate your love and enthusiasm, loneliness, dejection, and isolation. Don't forget those elements come into play. The season was crafted with care, reflecting your valuable feedback from season 1. We've worked hard to create a more immersive and dynamic experience. Please continue to share your thoughts. Game contains sensitive content such as partial nudity or sexual content, as well as alcohol use, and may not be suitable for all age ranges. Yeah, no, it's not really suitable for anyone who's got a healthy sex life. I mean, that's just it. Hang time. All right, what's this now? 2D puppet-based. Remember those Flash puppets? That was a lot of people's introduction to animation. It's a 2D volleyball, and looks like a Flash game from 100 years ago. Hang Time is a high-stakes volleyball roguelite, okay, where every rally hits like a boss fight. Chain explosive abilities, shut down evolving teams, and spike your way to the top, or lose it all in one play. Came out on the 18th of November from Leo Langlois. Well, I don't think I've ever had to pronounce that name before. Does it show? There is a demo. They want $13 for it. Is it up to 4 players? There's dead ball set, hook, tip, and pipe. Different modes, I guess, or what? No, these are the roguelike stacks you can get. Sets hang at their highest point, letting you reposition last second. Fast, sharp drop that dodges blockers, and leap from the back row for huge surprise spikes. Styles clash. Power hitters, stone walls, speedsters. Every team pushes you to the edge. Learn how to fight and adapt to each of their playstyles, and fast. The higher you rise in a tournament, the more bold and dominant your opponents become. Can you rise to the challenge? I can't. Every rally gets louder in local co-op. Call plays, speed across the court, and pull off impossible plays side by side, and go down swinging together. Yeah, get 3 of your friends together on the couch and play this. That's for those 3 households that are still able to do that. Nah, I'm good. But congrats, Leo Langlois, on publishing on Steam. Birdcage, all caps. Is it a shmup? It looks like a shmup, classic shmup, with scan lines and blitted out art and a little bit of Metal Gear Solid aping here as well. Let's just mash 10 different games together and hope we get a good one. May cause seizures. I think I'm getting a seizure just from looking at this screenshot. All right. Shoot, slash, and weave through bullets and enemies in this story-driven arcade shooter. The Radon Daughters have launched their ultimate weapon. Take control of the experimental gunship Halcyon and break out of the cage. Came out on the 18th of November from Polygon Bird. They're in love with the all caps. Quit shouting at me. It's way too early in the morning for that. There is a demo. They want $18 for it. And yeah, what's the value of a bullet when you wield a sword? I've sort of swore that until I've mastered Ikaruga, that I wouldn't really engage in a shmup bullet hell ever again. Giga Wing, probably my favorite of all time on the Dreamcast. If you've never played Giga Wing, you've missed out. It was great. Jamestown Plus, also excellent for a Western developer in the bullet hell genre, in my humble opinion. This looks decent though. I mean, it's fine. Looks fine. Story mode, arcade mode. I don't know about this straight ripoff of Kojima's communication system from Metal Gear Solid, but you know, whatever. Most of us are creatively bankrupt and we're just searching for meaning in this void. Inspired by 90s video games and anime, you don't say. Makes use of techniques such as sprite scaling, pre-rendered backgrounds, and limited textures for all of your retro fetishistic needs. Fuck off. All right, and there's a story. I don't want to spoil it for you. I mean, I'll take a look. All right, we'll see how it plays. That's always the way that these things go. Your mileage is going to vary greatly. Demon School, one word. All right, here's another throwback. Tactics, chunky pixel art. Reminds me a little bit of the early Persona games, although this is probably very heavily Western influenced. You might not even have personas in this. Looks like you're just four teenagers on a Stranger Things-like journey. I could hang out under this tree all day. Yeah, throwbacks. I've got a million digital Devil's Saga games on my, not a million, 3 to be precise, on my Game Boy that I still have to get to. They're sitting there, sitting right on my desk right now, staring me in the face. Demon School is a new style tactics role-playing game. New style? The 90s would like to have a long talk with you. Where motion equals action, defeat big weirdos in between the human and demonic worlds as Faye and her misfit companions while navigating university life on a mysterious island. I don't want to be Faye. I really don't want to be Faye. I don't. Came out on the 19th of November from Necrosoft Games and Yzbird Games. All right. Yeah, I made a mistake of going on X yesterday for some reason and found myself going down a rabbit hole of the gender confused. And I don't know how anyone could not objectively look at some of the threads and accounts of these people who are engaging in these gender wars and not feel like it's just a complete breakdown of mental health. And the source is not dysphoria. It's not none of that shit. It's just you're terminally online looking for validation and ending up fucking your brain and then fucking your body. So I had to go on that little tangent because it infected me. Now it's infected you. Don't do it. Stay off of X. Stay off of the internet. Go outside. Hug a tree. Holy shit, get a job. Like, for fucking real. That would cure 99% of all that bullshit. And it's so sad because it's like 14, 13-year-olds who have been brought up on this technology, and the technology has infected their brains to the point where they're harming themselves and their families and their chances at having a decent future. It's so sad. Someone needs to do a serious, in-depth case study. Someone with a stronger stomach and mental fortitude than I have, for sure. I just spent like 20 minutes in there, and I felt sick, like mentally and spiritually exhausted looking at that shit. It's so sad. Get help. Anyways, this is $33, Demon School. Not saying that this is contributing, but this could be one of the effects, one of the side effects of that particular cultural shift. Sad. Keep your kids away from technology until they're adults. That might help a lot too. Don't give your kids iPads when they're growing up. Don't let them have social media accounts until they're adults. Like, there's just everything on there is so toxic. And Elon Musk is largely responsible now for it all. Isn't that wild? He is the arbiter of all of that. Okay, whatever. This game features tactics, a story, schedule, and friendship. There's your grid-based tactics basics. It's all based on movement, stolen from Japanese tactics role-playing games of yesteryear, and decent artwork, though. Demon School contains frequent stylized depictions of gore during its combat sequences. Many of the enemies that are fought in battle carry horrific and grotesque appearances that could be terrifying. Okay, to who exactly? I'm good. The protagonist is the most terrifying there. A lockdown protocol. Don't you mean slop down protocol? Looks like co-op slop Among Us. Hasn't this game finally came out of early access? Because I think I saw this being played by live streamers a while ago. It's where their helmets light up. It's got really decent voiceover protocol. It's Among Us 2, basically, with a higher definition fidelity. This is what I'm talking about. You compare the original Among Us, which, yeah, great. The gameplay template had its merits and worked really well, but boy, it looks so much better when you put a little bit of effort into the visual presentation. Incredible. A first-person social deduction game combining real-time action and communication, playable up to 16 players. While most players will cooperate to complete objectives to ensure victory, a small portion of dissidents will try their best to stop them at all cost without being caught. The only people that can fully enjoy this are people who are in game design school and sit down after school to play it, or live streamers with a halfway decent-sized audience who are willing to buy the game and play it. Came out on the 18th of November from Mirage Creative Lab, self-published. They only want $13 for it. Not bad, and that's it. In this game, players have to work together to collaboratively complete tasks on time. While most players will do their best to complete this objective and ensure victory, a small portion of dissidents will try to stop them at all costs without getting caught. I would rather play Arc Raiders all day, every day, than this kind of shit, but this makes for entertaining live streaming viewing, so there you go. Brush Burial Gutter World. Okay, look at this chunky pixel art. PSX era. What are we doing? Is it first-person shooter? Hard to tell. You've got little demon girls laced up in leather. Is there parkour elements to it? I don't know. This is definitely a vibe with the pixel texturing, but it's inconsistent and stretched. So I don't know. You got to go in and fix that. Not looking good. A murky first-person immersive simulator with tightly wound melee combat and tangled vertical levels to explore. Use your forked tail to tie your enemies in knots and climb impossible heights. Kill your mark with quickness and cunning, using whatever tools you see fit. What is this creature in the splash art with the giant ass? What is this? Another symptom of the mental damage going out? Came out on the 19th of November from Knife Demon Software. There is a demo. They want $13 for it. Caught in the mulching churn of a frontier world, Fennel, a devil flung far from home, cuts out a living from cities and towns at the edge of the earth. Okay, weird. Dozens of unique cosmetics to be unlocked, 1 greater contract, 3 lesser contracts to complete, 4 levels in total built to be replayed. Okay. Here's the mature description. Expect some revealing outfits, occasional suggestive but not explicit animation, some infrequent innuendo in conversation with implicit undercurrents of sadism and masochism. Yeah, here's another person who's never had a healthy fucking relationship in their life. Non-sexual nudity appears in a couple places. Violence and death appear wantonly and irreverently across the game. However, it is not terribly gory in graphic in its presentation. Drugs and alcohol are used frequently without condemnation. Crimes in the way of burglary, robbery, and murder are not often portrayed as immoral within the context of this game. Yeah, it's literally X. It's some of those X feeds that I read last night. I noticed that cutting is a big trend too with a lot of these people. Like, they just abuse themselves, like internally and externally. And it's just fucked. Again, I want some psychologists to go in there with their helmets, mining helmets on, and shine some light on some of that shit. Because there's so many disturbed, sad people just venting everything for the world to see on X. It's fucking gross. And this seems to be an example of that. Anyways, I'm good. Myths are 100% true. You don't say. What is this, a platformer of some kind? You run from right to left, though? No, I guess it's arena-based. Vector art, at least the artwork is consistent. No mixed pixel densities here, because it's all flat artwork. Myths are 100% true as a fast-paced combat platformer that feels like X-Files if it was made by 12-year-olds back in 2008. Was it actually made by a 12-year-old? Came out on the 18th of November from Leather Ice Cream and Clay God, published by PNG of a Ghost. There is a demo. They want $19 for this. What? A game made by one of the something censored that worked on The Binding of Isaac Repentance and creator of world-famous video game At Least There Is... How do you pronounce this? I don't think it's Seda. Is it Keda? Kedovich? I'm not sure. Okay, I think you need Macmillan's support on this one. Myths are 100% true as an absurd platformer. Make money by taking photos of myths no man has ever taken before. Buy power-ups and cosmetics from a strange kind of man for your adventuring needs. Lots of men in this game. Play as Lev Pekarovich, a newly hired photoslav and master of aggressive photography. He works for Teroja Tortino, one of the CEOs of the Big Myth Company. Only with his skills can he create the world's biggest documentation of myths and legends. Play at whatever pace you wish. The game is inspired not only by some really cool games, but many obscure and strange videos from the 2000s, primarily GTA myth and legend videos from like 2008. As well, it takes inspiration from bits and pieces of other games like Demo Night Trimping. Okay. Was any of this necessary? Are you sold now that you've read this or heard this? Play the demo. That's right. Try the first of 6 chapters of this baffling experience. You can even leave a review for it on its own page if you're brave enough. I'm a coward when it comes to this kind of shit. I'll just spew my opinions live in a YouTube video extemporaneously without any editing. How about that? Nah, I'm good. Claire a la mode. Oh my God, this is an NES level. We're going back that far with the chunky pixel art. What are we doing here? I can barely read this. I feel like this should be on a much smaller presentation, like a Game Boy screen. Blown out like this, it's just weird. Do you play a magical witch girl in a pixel adventure? Looks like it. Team up with a friend or go it alone in a sugar high adventure. Bake your dessert masterpiece and collect new bakers as you rise through a high stakes bake off full of cheaters. Fend off their decadent lackeys and against all odds, come out on top in a worldwide baking frenzy. Came out on the 17th of November from Color Grave, self-published. They want $19.50 for it. And fast-paced platformer with weird-ass characters. Again, mental damage is showing. Dash your way through each stage, defeat the Bee Queen, replay as different characters. 8 unique playable characters, cooking chaos as you need to prepare cakes. Platforming craziness, an incredible soundtrack filled with all the colorful sounds. Quick, snappy, arcadey fun, no quarters required. Well, you do actually require almost a full roll of quarters to purchase this game. Quick, snappy, arcadey fun. Yeah, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for an experience full of baking delight. I don't know. It's a little too queer-coded for me. I'm good. You might be all up in this. I'm not. All right, we're good. 19,523 games have been viewed. You have yourself a fantastic day.